Hey everyone, welcome back to Michael Anthony Videos. Today we've got another update on the massive and historic Gordie Howe International Bridge project connecting Detroit and Windsor. And there's definitely a lot happening right now surrounding the bridge, the delays, the political tensions, and what this all could mean for the future of cross-border travel and trade. So yeah, let's get into it. For years now, the Gordie Howe International Bridge has been promoted as one of the most important infrastructure projects in North America. This bridge is expected to completely reshape commercial traffic between the United States and Canada, relieve congestion from the aging Ambassador Bridge, and create a more modern international crossing for trucks, travelers, and regional businesses. And honestly, when you look at the scale of this thing, it's pretty incredible. The bridge itself stretches across the Detroit River and features one of the longest cable-stayed bridge spans in North America. The towers are now standing tall over both Detroit and Windsor, and from almost anywhere along the riverfront, you can see just how gigantic this project really is. It's hard not to be impressed by it. Now, originally, officials were targeting an opening date that many people hoped would happen sooner. But as of right now, there are still ongoing delays and uncertainty surrounding exactly when the bridge will fully open to traffic. And that's become a major talking point recently. Officials in Windsor and throughout Ontario have continued expressing frustration over the slow progress toward the final opening phase. Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkins recently pushed back against concerns and criticism surrounding the timeline, while also emphasizing how important this crossing is for the future economy of the entire region. Because remember, this isn't just another bridge. This crossing is expected to handle a massive amount of trade traffic between two countries that already share one of the busiest international trade relationships in the world. We're talking billions and billions of dollars in goods crossing every single year. Cars, auto parts, manufacturing equipment, agricultural products, shipping logistics. So much of it depends on reliable border infrastructure. And right now, a lot of people are watching closely to see whether additional political disputes or operational issues could continue affecting the opening timeline. Now, one of the biggest concerns lately has involved broader tensions between Canada and the United States involving border operations, customs staffing, trade negotiations, and infrastructure coordination. A lot of viewers have been asking, why is the bridge taking so long if the structure itself already looks almost complete? And honestly, that's a fair question, because with mega projects like this, finishing the bridge itself is only part of the process. There are still customs plazas, inspection systems, security technology, traffic testing, road connections, staffing, safety certifications, and all kinds of operational systems that need to be finalized before traffic can actually begin crossing. So yeah, even when the bridge visually looks finished, there's still a huge amount happening behind the scenes. And with an international crossing, everything becomes even more complicated because two countries are involved. Now, despite the delays, there's still a lot of optimism surrounding the project. Economic experts continue saying the bridge could become a game changer for the Detroit-Windsor corridor. Southwest Detroit in particular could see major traffic pattern changes once the crossing opens. Officials have already discussed new truck routing strategies intended to reduce heavy truck traffic through residential neighborhoods, while still maintaining access for businesses and deliveries. That's been a major concern for local residents for years. People living in Southwest Detroit have dealt with constant truck congestion, noise, pollution, and heavy industrial traffic connected to border crossings. So many residents are hoping the new bridge infrastructure and redesigned routes could improve quality of life in some neighborhoods. At the same time, though, local businesses also depend heavily on efficient transportation access. So city leaders are trying to balance economic activity with residential concerns. And that's definitely not an easy balance to find. Meanwhile, on the Canadian side, Windsor officials continue preparing for the eventual opening with roadway improvements and expanded border infrastructure. The customs plaza on both sides of the border is enormous. Seriously, these facilities are massive. When you see aerial footage of the inspection areas, truck lanes, and highway connections, it almost looks like an airport more than a traditional border crossing. And that really shows how much future trade volume officials expect this bridge to handle. Now, another thing making headlines lately is how symbolic this bridge has become. This project isn't just about transportation anymore. For many people in both Detroit and Windsor, the Gordie Howe International Bridge represents regional growth, international partnership, and a new era for cross-border cooperation. And of course, the bridge being named after legendary hockey icon Gordie Howe gives it even more cultural significance throughout Michigan and Ontario. A lot of longtime Detroit sports fans still feel emotional seeing the name attached to such a major landmark, especially because Gordie Howe remains one of the most respected figures in hockey history. So yeah, there's definitely a deep emotional connection there too. Now visually, the bridge has become one of the most striking additions to the Detroit skyline in decades. Drone footage especially has really highlighted the scale of the towers and cables. At sunset, the entire structure almost glows over the river. And honestly, it already feels like a defining part of the skyline even before opening day. For photographers, urban explorers, aviation enthusiasts, and infrastructure fans, this bridge has become one of the most talked about construction projects anywhere in the Great Lakes region. Every few weeks, there seems to be another update photo or new aerial video showing additional progress. And viewers absolutely love following the transformation step by step. Now, one question people keep asking is whether the Gordie Howe International Bridge will significantly reduce traffic at the Ambassador Bridge. The short answer is probably yes, at least eventually. But experts say traffic patterns could take time to fully adjust. The Ambassador Bridge has dominated Detroit-Windsor commercial crossings for decades, and many trucking companies already have established routes and systems built around it. So there could be a transition period once the new bridge officially opens. Still, many analysts believe the added capacity and modern infrastructure of the Gordie Howe Bridge will make it extremely attractive for future commercial transportation growth, especially as North American manufacturing and supply chain demands continue evolving. Another major factor here is long-term economic development. Supporters of the bridge say it could encourage additional investment throughout both Detroit and Windsor. Warehousing, logistics centers, industrial redevelopment, transportation hubs, and even tourism-related development could all potentially expand around the new crossing corridor. And with Detroit continuing to see gradual redevelopment in several areas, many local leaders hope the bridge becomes another catalyst for long-term regional growth. Now, of course, not everyone agrees on every aspect of the project. Large infrastructure developments almost always face criticism over cost overruns, timelines, environmental impacts, and government spending. And this bridge has certainly had its share of controversy over the years. But regardless of political opinions, there's no denying the sheer scale and importance of what's being built here. This is one of the biggest infrastructure projects anywhere along the US-Canada border. As of now, officials continue working toward final completion stages, though exact opening timelines remain under close watch. Many residents on both sides of the river are eager to finally see vehicles crossing after years of construction. And honestly, after watching this project evolve for so long, it's going to be pretty incredible seeing those first trucks and cars officially make the crossing. That moment is probably going to be historic for the region, especially for people who've documented this bridge from the very beginning. So yeah, those are the latest major developments surrounding the Gordie Howe International Bridge. There's still a lot more to come, and as new updates happen regarding construction progress, opening timelines, traffic changes, and political developments, we'll continue covering everything right here on the channel. Thank you very much for watching my videos. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. And definitely let me know down in the comments what you think about the Gordie Howe International Bridge. Do you think it will transform the Detroit-Windsor region? Will it reduce congestion? Could it become one of the most important trade crossings in North America? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks again for watching Michael Anthony videos, and I'll see you in the next one.